The world today is going through an era of change, an era in which old ideologies and traditions are being cast away in order to present a society that offers more leisure and more opportunity for those who play a part. In 40 years, the world will be a different place. It will be a setting in which humans will have less work to do thanks to the advancement of technology, giving us more time to concentrate on ethics. In a world that is dominated by technology, the thing that will keep us occupied won't be the goal of developing a world and making it a better place for the future, but it will be the goal of developing technology so that it could do it for us. Our main focus would be enjoying life as much as possible and developing a society which offers not equality, but equity. As the world around us changes and begins adapting to the rapid advancement of technology, humans will need things from the past, memories that they can hold on to. Things that remind us of the world that we came from, the world in which our lives were not dominated by technology and computers. The city of Florence will be one of these reminders. I imagine that technology will, and I hope that technology will be incorporated into the infrastructure of the city. However, I strongly believe that the core of the city, or its essence, will remain the same. It will be vital to ensure that historical cities such as Florence will not be subject to change, so that we do not forget to be humble. The moment in which we lose our connection to our past will be the moment in which we lose our humanity as well. When I was younger, I would often ask my dad silly questions. I imagined that I was quite an annoying child, in fact. I would ask him things such as, "Dad, why can't Turkey win the World Cup?" Or, "Dad, why is the sky blue?" Things that he would most oftenly answer with short questions, signifying that he really didn't care. Anyways, there's one question that I would like to explore, which I would ask him quite often. It would be, "Dad, how did you think the future would be like when you were growing up?" He would just look at me strangely and practically describe science fiction novels. He would say that there would have been flying cars and perhaps robots, artificial intelligence, virtual reality. Of course, when I would look around, I wouldn't see any of these things, so I would just nod and continue doing whatever I was doing. Anyways, with that in mind, I have chosen today not to speak about how technology will develop in the future or how the world will look like, because I've understood that when people tend to make these predictions, they tend to overestimate our capacity and exaggerate. Therefore, I will try to talk about how our ideologies will develop and how our thought processes will change so that we can make the world a better place. Already I see that my generation has more progressive ideas in comparison to past generations. Most of us would, I would wager, prefer liberty over order, which is why I believe that the Florence of tomorrow will be constructed with this ideology kept in mind. Today we are slowly transitioning into a society where systematic discrimination is becoming less prominent, and people are starting to be judged based on who they are rather than where they come from or what they do for a living. This transition will be completed, I assume, by 2058, and it will be thanks to our generation and the generation that follows that we will become more conscious of certain things such as our surroundings and put more of an effort into protecting them. Already I have many friends who are willing to dedicate their lives to save things such as the environment, who seem to have very bright futures. It is our duty to see the mistakes of our predecessors and learn from them. I certainly cannot imagine a future in which, for example, equity is not offered, or pollution will not be greatly reduced. If we as a generation do not achieve these goals, or goals as such, and are unable to give our successors a healthy and promising world, then we will simply be remembered as generation after generation of failures. Personally, I cannot see this happening because I see all the qualities that people my age possess, or the people in this room possess. I have high hopes for the future because just like how this city made the Renaissance possible and saved Europe from the Dark Ages, I believe that it is our generation's duty, and it is what our generation will accomplish, to create a new rebirth. This second Renaissance, or this new rebirth, will entail all the good in humanity, all the progressiveness, all the ideas of a better future, not just for us, but for those who come after us. Our legacy will be selflessness and humility, and our successors will look at the world that we bestowed upon them and take us an example when trying to better it just as we did for them. Thank you.